Here was an interesting moment on CNN. Anderson Cooper was interviewing this guy, Harry Enten, who dives into a lot of numbers and polling and all that kind of stuff. And just take a look.
Obviously, Biden's not on the ballot, but which party do voters trust more right now?
We might as well call this segment the not surprise segment. The Republican Party, they much more trust the Republican Party by 20 points, 51, I think, to 31. You see it on your screen right there.
This is specifically on inflation.
This is specifically on inflation. If you look at the broader economic spectrum as well, it's basically the same numbers, but it's inflation that is driving these numbers and driving the numbers on the economy and driving the negative perceptions of Biden. And not surprisingly, voters are running the other way, going to Republicans.
I mean, obviously for Democrats, any comparison to Jimmy Carter at this stage for President Biden, it's not a great comparison there.
It's not a great comparison. And indeed, what you're seeing right now, essentially, is that if you look towards what do voters think are important towards the midterm elections.
And inflation has got to be what, number one?
Number one, numero uno. What you see right now, look at this, 48% say the most important issue in their vote for Congress is the economy. Gun violence is not anywhere close. Abortion's not anywhere close. Immigration, which Republicans were going to want to run on, not anywhere close. And here is, I think, the big takeaway. When you look at your generic congressional ballot, so put it all together, right? We're going to make this giant stew for you. What do voters feel right now? Look at this. On the generic congressional ballot, we're just looking at the best Republican positions dating all the way back since 1938. This is the best, I repeat, the best Republican position on the generic congressional ballot, basically of all time.
Okay, so what's fascinating about this is, first off, CNN does not want to run a segment like this, right? Anderson Cooper, you can see in his body language, he's sitting back. He doesn't want to hear this, but they have to acknowledge some level of reality. They can bullshit you and they can lie to their own audience all the time. But then at some level, you have to occasionally release something true so people don't feel completely gaslit and insane the entire time. But what they're in essence saying is in these generic ballots, people are realizing that Democrat policies, putting aside Biden's cognitive stuff, putting aside the woke stuff and all of that, the fundamental policies, the only thing that these people are really supposed to do, it ain't working. And that is creating an incredible political refuge for sane people.